Have you ever had that feeling where the ground beneath your feet suddenly gives way? That sickening lurch of dread when you realize the person you should be able to trust might just be the one holding the shovel. For anyone who tuned into Emmerdale this week, that feeling is all too familiar. We've been holding our collective breath, screaming at our screens and grappling with a cliffhanger that twisted the very fabric of family, loyalty, and survival. Robert Sugden, the prodigal son with a past as checkered as the Woolpacks beer mats, is back, and his return has been anything but the happy family reunion some might have hoped for. Instead, it has plunged him, and us, into a terrifying vortex of suspicion, manipulation, and life-threatening danger. Robert's homecoming was always going to be a rocky road. Fresh out of prison, carrying the heavy baggage of his past, all he wanted was a chance to breathe, to reconnect, to maybe, just maybe, find a sliver of peace. But peace is a rare commodity in Emmerdale, especially when your half-brother, the seemingly charming Dr. John, is lurking in the shadows. From the moment Robert set foot back in the village, John has been playing a masterful, chilling game of chess, and Robert is the king he's determined to checkmate. It started subtly, as these things so often do. A promising job opportunity with Caleb, a chance for Robert to get back on his feet, mysteriously vanished into thin air. It was a cruel, calculated move by John, designed to destabilize Robert, to keep him dependent and on the back foot. But it was the incident with Victoria that truly sent a chill down our spines. We saw the raw, unfiltered trauma of Robert's prison life spill out in a violent nightmare, resulting in him accidentally lashing out and giving his beloved sister a black eye. The look of horror and self-loathing on Robert's face was heartbreaking. He was a man wrestling with demons, and in a moment of unconscious terror, he hurt the one person he's always sought to protect. For John, however, this wasn't a tragedy, it was an opportunity. It was the perfect ammunition to paint Robert as unstable, as a danger, as someone who needed to be dealt with. Feeling utterly defeated, Robert did what any of us might do. He tried to find a moment of normalcy. He reached out for a simple human connection, setting up a date through an app. It was a small act of defiance against the gloom, an attempt to feel like himself again, if only for an evening. But the darkness has a way of finding Robert. The man he met wasn't looking for a connection, he was a predator. In a horrifying turn of events, when Robert tried to end the date, he was secretly drugged, his drink spiked, plunging him into a vortex of confusion and vulnerability. This is where the story takes its most sinister turn. As Robert's world faded to black, a supposed savior emerged from the shadows, John. He saw Robert's plight, saw the danger, and stepped in, but this was no heroic rescue. This was a predator of a different kind, seizing his moment. John bundled his unconscious, vulnerable brother into the back of his van and sped off into the night, leaving us with the heart-stopping image of Robert's fate hanging precariously in the balance. The resolution, when it came, was anything but a relief. It was a masterclass in psychological torment. Robert wakes up, disoriented and terrified, in the cold, metallic confines of the van. The last thing he remembers is fear, and the first thing he sees is his brother John approaching him with a syringe. The glint of the needle, the cold look in John's eyes, it's pure nightmare fuel. What would you do? You fight. And Robert did. He fought with the primal terror of a trapped animal, a desperate, frantic scramble for his life on the muddy ground. And then the ultimate gaslighting. As Robert fought for his very survival, John, with the chilling calm of a master manipulator, declared he was the hero. He hadn't kidnapped Robert, he'd saved him from the man who drugged him. Just as Robert's mind reeled, trying to process this, Victoria arrived, innocently diffusing the situation by explaining it was her idea to let him sleep it off in the van. In that single moment, the narrative was flipped. Robert, the victim, was recast as the aggressor, the paranoid, ungrateful brother. His desperate accusations that John could have been the one to spike him were shut down, made to sound like the ravings of a troubled mind. The final, chilling exchange between the two brothers, once they were alone, was a glimpse into the true darkness of John's heart. "You want to buck your ideas up," John warned, his voice laced with menace. "Otherwise you'll be out that door faster than a speeding bullet. So, rein it in and try and be grateful." It was a threat disguised as advice, a clear message: I control you. I control how everyone sees you. I am the hero of this story, and you are the villain, and you will play your part or I will erase you. We are left trapped in the same terrifying dilemma as Robert. We saw what John did. We know the sinister glint in his eye wasn't just our imagination, but everyone else sees a hero. Victoria, in her heartfelt attempt to mend the rift between her warring siblings, is unknowingly playing into the hands of a monster. Can Robert ever prove what he suspects? Or will he be forever silenced by the man who wears the mask of a savior? This is more than just a soap opera storyline, it's a terrifying exploration of manipulation and the chilling reality that sometimes the greatest danger lies not with strangers in the dark, but with the people who share your blood. The question now hangs heavy in the air. Will Robert drop his suspicions, or will he fight back against the brother who seems to have everyone fooled? To find out what happens next, to see if the truth will finally surface or be buried forever, you simply have to watch. Catch the full heart-stopping episode tonight on ITV1 or stream it right now on ITVX. Don't miss it.